was 40. And he didn't respond, so I said, oh, no shame.
They're listening to you. I don't know if they're coming in yet. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. If you guys can hear and or see us, let us know. I move over a little bit. See, you got me up no other way.
You got
me all hemmed up in the corner.
You're the one who pulled me.
All right, come on.
You pulled me.
All right, we're I guess we're live. I don't know. I can't really tell in the StreamYard thing. If you guys can hear and or see us, put something down there in the chat. Give me a 1. Give me a something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody.
If you guys can see us, write something down in the chat. We're gonna have a real good discussion for you guys today. This is late breaking. This is something that just happened. Actually, so while people come in here, we'll talk about this real quick. So I was like, yo, Raven, let's do a video tonight. And then I think on the way that you came over here, this TI thing, I just got wind of this TI thing.
Oh,
so
really?
I feel like it'd be a good conversation.
This morning, this afternoon?
Okay, you guys can see and hear us. All right, so as people are filtering in, we're gonna give everybody like, let's say like 3 to 4 minutes for people to come filter in. Feel free to send this link over to your people, your network. You guys already know I'm looking to grow and excel the people participating on this channel. So feel free to help me do that. In the meantime, some quick announcements. If you guys haven't seen the video already, I recently came out with a Patreon page. Yes, a Patreon page, and a component of the video that I wanted to describe is exactly what the goal is that I'm trying to hit for that Patreon page, which is to eventually afford a editor that can help me with highlight videos. So feel free to go check out that Patreon page. The link to it, you guys can see it flashed up here on the screen and stuff. I think that's it for updates right now. Raven, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi.
For the people who are newer, maybe haven't seen you on a video before.
Yeah, my name's Raven. I'm John's friend.
You know that's not my goddamn name. Mediocre.
Jesus. Mediocre reviews and tutorials.
She's so disrespectful. That's not it either. It's not it either. You obviously don't watch the videos that I post up.
I'm a bad friend. Sorry.
Are we friends?
We're friends.
Yeah?
We're not friends?
Anyway.
No, that's up.
Anyway, we'll give it like what's happening in the comments? Let me see what's happening in the comments. Yo, Papa Smurf, what up? Hino Swane, what up? John Nuffin, what up? G3, I see you. What up? Papa Smurf. Did I say what up, Papa Smurf already? Oh, he was over here.
You did.
What up? What up? What up? G3 over here, Boo and Raven. What's up?
Yikes.
What's up?
Whoops.
See, look at them. Here, look at. Yo, the God PD, what is good? What is good? Blade Dry, what is good? Friend zone, bruh. There's a lot of people on the internet that project their lives onto me. I don't know why they do that, but it's a lot of them.
They want to see you living your best life.
Ain't no friend zone, my G. Anyway, so that's the Patreon. All right, you want to get into the video real quick? Yeah. All right, so there's a bunch of things that I could talk about today. I did a community post earlier today. Wait a minute. What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video, joined today by a very special returning guest, Raven.
Hello.
Hello, Raven.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Have you been having a good week? What's today? Thursday, Wednesday?
Today is Thursday.
You been having a good week?
It's been a chill week.
It's been a chill week.
Yeah, it's been a chill week.
All right, listen. So the plan is not to stay on like for a couple hours like I do in my last video. So feel free to ask your questions, as they come right now. Raven, feel free to keep on looking down.
Hey, sup, G3.
Hello. So listen, we're gonna talk about this TI thing real quick. So in order to kind of set it up, I'm not sure who all has seen kind of what has happened, but let me go over here to share the screen. So you guys can at least see the IG post. All right, I think you guys can see that IG post right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that on the screen, and what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna play it for you guys real quick, just to make sure that you can understand the gravity of the situation before we start talking about it.
Today is Wednesday. We said it was Thursday.
Yeah. All right, Sarah, stay paid. What up? Flozo, what up? Sarah, we about to get into it right now. LMF, what up? Lewis Whitlock, what up? All right, we about to get into it right now. So TI is, let me just play what TI is saying. Let me just start from the conversation.
We have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her height.
Oh, hey, I'm done with you right now.
So,
do you go with her? Prisoner?
Yes, I go with her.
Somebody check on Deja.
I go with her.
She's a prisoner.
So let me tell you, right? So this is one time ago. I think this might have been after her 16th birthday. And this is what we do. Like, right after the birthday, we celebrate.
So have you had?
And
we go and check her hymen after. What the fuck?
Usually like the day after the party, she's enjoying her gifts. I put a sticky note on the door. Gyno. Tomorrow, 9:30.
Oh, this is great.
And so look, right? So we'll go. You know what I mean? We'll go and we'll sit down. We'll sit down, and then the doctor will come and talk. And the doctor's maintaining a high level of professionalism. He's like, well, sir, I have to. In order for me to share information, I say, Deja, they want you to sign this. They want you to sign this
right now. I need to know if your hymen's still there.
So we can share information. Is there anything that you would not want me to know? Oh, okay. See, Doc, ain't no problem.
You are the worst.
And so then, right? Then they come and say, okay, hey, well, I just want you to know that there are other ways besides sex that the hymen can be broken.
Right.
Like bike riding,
really?
Athletics, horseback riding.
That's aggressive. That is aggressive riding.
Just other forms of athletic physical activity.
Is she an athlete?
No.
Oh, there you go. You're like, sorry, that's not a possibility.
I say, look, Doc.
She's not.
She don't ride no horses. She don't ride no bikes. She don't play no sports, man. Just check the hymen, please. And give me back my results.
Oh, dude.
Expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
But I will say, as of her 18th birthday, her hymen is still in.
Oh, my Deja, you are an angel. You know what you're doing? You're creating men to be vultures who are like, alert.
Well,
Jenna.
That's all right. I'll tell you another story.
There's no virgins left.
I'll tell you another story.
He's a virgin.
Man, they're no fun. Who wants a virgin?
Well,
they're no fun.
I'll agree with you. Really.
All right, let me end it right there. So you guys heard it. You guys saw it. You see Baller Alert posted it, and it's blowing up right now. So let's talk about it expeditiously. Listen, so for those who missed it, essentially, T.I. was on a radio show, and the topic of his daughter came up, and then I think they were talking about hygiene or whatever, and going to the gyno, and then he's saying that when he goes with her for her yearly checkup, it's a conversation with the doctor to check her hymen, right? So then the question is this good parenting? Is this bad parenting? Are they tripping? You know, what's the situation? So let's have a conversation and talk about it. So, and I brought Raven here to talk about it. And I feel like I can't do this complete and utter justice. Number one, because I don't have children. That's the first thing. The second thing is I am not a woman. So
yeah,
I wanted your initial reactions. I have my thoughts.
Right.
I wanted your thoughts first, and then I'll come back and.
Well, I feel like it's very simply put. Imagine if your mother monitored your dick on a yearly basis. That would be fucking weird.
I don't. Yeah. And
oh, hey son, come home. I need to smell your dick. I need to make sure you wasn't fucking no pussy tonight.
Yo.
Ooh, draws down. Let's go to the doctor. We need to make sure you had no pussy tonight. That I feel like he has a very strange obsession with her vagina. Especially when you're specifically saying, I want to make sure her hymen isn't broken. You're not like, sure, you're encouraging her to go to the gyno yearly. That's good. But when it's kind of just like, doctor, I need to make sure you sound like a fucking like dude from 1940. I need to make sure my wife is a virgin before I marry this bitch. I'm like, that's your daughter. Let her live her life. You're basically controlling her vagina. It's like imagine your mother trying to control your dick.
Well, let's talk about it, because I think a component of what he's talking about here. Sarah, let's talk about this one too. So I think there's a difference here, right? So that's hands-on parenting. Right. I mean, my dad made sure we had conversations.
Preventative measures.
Conversation is something different
from I need to know what.
We got to take our turn. Like, it's a little bit different besides, that let me know if her hymen is broken. Like, that's a different type of a conversation. Like, it sounds like to me there's number one, we also got to talk about this too, and it's like the stereotype that we live in American culture is that young boys, men, they can have as many as what they can, and they're seen as the men, and then women have to retain for XYZ ABC. I'm not saying I'm disagreeing or not agreeing with that, because I feel like my base is that you should always work on yourself first, and then everything else will come later. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I feel like, so what? Like what would happen if her hymen was broken? What would you do? Number one, why are you even talking about it? Like, how embarrassing. Like, let alone like a father having that conversation with his daughter. Probably for the daughter, that's embarrassing as it is enough. She's growing, she's developing, she's becoming a woman, her breasts are growing, like she's seeing changes in her body. And then her dad is at the doctor, let alone that embarrassment. But to say it on a radio show
in like a
in front of everybody, like, I don't know, like that's a little.
I feel like that is high level toxic masculinity.
Define toxic masculinity for me from your definition.
For me, toxic masculinity is kind of men trying to exert themselves in unnecessary ways to prove, either their manhood or their ability to control women.
So you're saying it's a man being a man to control women, like using his masculinity to control women. Is that what you're saying? I missed the part of what you said.
Yes, exert himself over other men or other women, and then controlling other men or other women. But I'm going to specifically say it in the topic of women. Number one, I don't know if toxic masculinity actually exists. I'll say that. Okay. But I also say, I don't know if this is so much as him being toxic, so much as like uneducation. Because like we were saying before, or like they said on the thing, there's other ways for you to break your hymen. That, I don't know. I feel like that's toxic.
Where do you think the toxicity comes from?
The fact that he goes to the gyno with her and says, I need to know what's going on with your hymen. I feel like I would just feel, if my dad did that, I would be so creeped out, like so uncomfortable.
This ain't toxic masculinity. that doesn't exist. But this is a really just a clout chase, you know. And I thought about that as well. Like I meant to preface the conversation that we're having today with, let's just assume that what he's saying, he actually does and believes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 'cause maybe he's just on a radio show and he's just popping shit and he's just trying to be funny. That's a possibility. You know, so what do y'all think? Like, do you guys think it's toxic masculinity? We got some comments here that say toxic masculinity is a feminist propaganda. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you know, I feel like it's a word and it's a term that's used to describe the way that men talk about shit from time to time. Like,
no, it's not the way. It's not.
Like, let me give a very direct example.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be actually bad for the, but like Donald Trump, grab her by the pussy. Is that toxic masculinity?
Yeah.
Why?
Because first, okay, so grab her. Okay, let's put grab her by the pussy into different contexts, right? Mm-hmm. Say he's talking about his significant other. Oh, I'm gonna grab her by the pussy. Acceptable. If you're talking about women, because I believe he was talking about women at a pageant or something like that,
mm-hmm.
and saying grab her by the pussy, you're basically saying, oh, this is, as a man, this is what we do. You're basically putting out into the air, you know, this is what guys talk about. This is what guys do. We grab women by the pussy even when we have no relation to them whatsoever. And I feel like, yes, that is, okay, to say, I feel like it's very hard. Like who's I want to know who's saying it doesn't exist. Let's look at that. Because if you're a woman saying toxic masculinity doesn't exist, then I'll listen. If you're a man saying it doesn't exist, you're not a woman. You can never see it from my perspective. So you cannot tell me it doesn't exist. If you are a woman or someone, you know, or maybe even trans or, you know, you can, because you are not in that population of, you're not a man. You're not in that, to me, population of privilege. So it's kind of just like, you can't tell me there's no toxic masculinity when you're a man. You don't know the world from a woman's perspective.
Here's the problem with the term, that I think that the word masculinity is in it.
Okay.
So I think like,
oh, so you're saying
so that's the thing is like, when you create a term like that, right? That's like, and masculinity is something that every man should have. So now it's a term that's used to throw around as to place men in a box to shame them for being masculine. And it can be used for anything that's considered masculine, or like how the men do it or how the boys do it. That's my problem with the term. And it has a lot of power too. I mean, just even think about how you feel about it when you start to talk about it. But what's in your mind versus the way that it's used sometimes from other people, it can be construed in a very emasculating way, because it's talking about things that men have come to do, and it makes us. It makes us who we are, being masculine.
Okay.
But the word toxic masculinity can be used for so many other things that are just, you know, it's just a term that's used and it's thrown out to shame, right? To make you feel like you shouldn't move that way. Right, like being a man who's not emotional he's expressing toxic masculinity. Like it's used for that as well, and I don't necessarily agree with that. Mm-hmm. It's one of those terms that, what's up, massage by Maja, what up? I gotta make sure to stay up with the bottom of the comments now, because I get a problem with like scrolling and stuff like that. Privilege, whoop.
If you're a man, you are privileged. Sorry. I'm a woman in a field of basically 99% men. Yes, you are privileged if you're a man. Don't ever come with me and say you're not.
Listen, we're gonna get back into it. I just realized my menu shit is on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah. You guys about to see my whole goddamn. Hold on. Sorry. This is live. Shit like this happens. There we go. There we go. This is what happens when you step into the live arena. Shit just changes from time to time. You know what I'm saying? There's no editing up here. What's Sarah saying? Go back down here and click on it. Hold on. Let me get anybody can be toxic. Those are the characteristics. I agree with that. That there are more feminine and masculine because a person's gender and sexual preferences. Toxic masculinity and toxic feminism are a real thing.
That I can agree with.
I think toxic is just toxic. Like it's irrespective of masculine.
No, but there are some behaviors that are, I don't even know. Women are subjective creatures. You'll never get them to empathize or care. Okay.
Let me see.
He's not.
We gotta bring this all back to T.I. So anyway, so are you saying that he's being? I think he's just.
I think that
he has an old school way of thinking, and he talks with large words, and he just starts talking about shit.
Okay, then I would say if it's an old school way of thinking, then my father should have also been checking my hymen.
No, I'm not saying it's a right old school way of thinking.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
Just old school in general.
I'm just saying that he's got some old school characteristics that I don't necessarily agree with. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think.
Okay. I cannot break down to you the privilege of being a man, but trust me, as a man in this world, you do have privilege over women. I'm not gonna spend my whole day breaking it down, but literally, if
give me one example, just one.
Okay, I'll give you a real simple example. When you're in my office, like I just said, in the work environment I'm in, mm-hmm. right? 99% male. You literally you can spot the women, right? And you would think, oh, when you're one of few women, people would think, okay, that's rare, especially when you're literally the only Black woman. People might think, oh, this is rare. Oh, maybe she's really talented. Maybe she's really smart or whatever. I don't know, for me, when I see one of one, I think, oh, this person must have, characteristics that are, not to say out of this world, but are good that, they are here versus, whoever, because typically what they would hire, because I'm an engineer, typically what they do hire are men. So now that's basically the baseline. When I go into the office, the amount of disrespect that you get just because I cannot even, and the thing about it, is that you don't get disrespect from just men. You get disrespect from women as well. So not even just being that, you get it from the men, you're one of these few women, and then you get it from that woman, but then see your counterpart, who's a male, get treated like fucking like, oh, hey, man, oh, this is my man. I love him. And the thing about it is that, it's not that I blame men, but it's kind of just like he has fucked up in if I had even dared to behave the way that he behaves, I don't know if I'd still have a job. So, and that applies to men of all races. I don't care. The women do not have the privilege you have. Sorry if you can't recognize it, but it's there. Your life might not be easy. That's fine. But I'm saying if we were walking the same life, you would have way more privilege over me. And it has been showed to me repeatedly on a daily basis.
I think, what's interesting about this is that on one of when I did the Black Ram, I want
to answer this. How can we prove it's not just from my perspective? Because literally I have also spoken. I have other women coming to me at work, sitting with me in private, crying to me about the shit that they go through. So that's how I know it's just not me. And the thing about me is that I don't cry over these motherfuckers. But, some people are not as tough. So yes, I'll sit with other women and I'll hear their words and I'll sit with them as they cry and I'll try to help them through the situation. It's fucking hard when you're a woman. Sorry.
You all right?
I'm angry.
I don't know why you're angry. I want you to come back.
Down.
I want you to come back. All right.
I think I've just been through a lot, and to hear people say that, you know, or to be dismissive of what I'm saying, that bothers me. I've been through a lot. So,
you know, I think working in a predominant, like a field where you are not the predominant race, you are not the predominant gender, you're not the predominant this, you're predominant that. We label that, we use this term of privilege, right? Like, and it's the same thing as when you say toxic masculinity. There's so much negative connotation when you call someone privileged, or you say something to them like, check your privilege. And I feel like it's so interesting because it's such a sliding scale dependent upon whatever it is that you're doing. So, like, for example, let me give you a real stupid example.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you grew up in the hood.
Mm-hmm. I did.
And you're going back to that hood.
Uh-huh.
You take those same white people that you work with,
mm-hmm.
and you take them to that hood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? You're privileged now. Because they're not looking to rob you. They're looking to rob them. You see what I'm saying? So it's such a sliding scale depending upon who you are, where you are, right? Like,
I think
attributes.
That's also an assumption.
But what they're saying is what you're doing is assuming. And that's the thing, is that you can never really.
Whoa. What I'm doing is not assuming, because it is something that I have experienced. You're saying that let's assume I take them to my neighborhood. We're going to assume this is going to happen.
But I'm saying you would be privileged.
Saying you're assuming that I would be privileged. You're not saying that based on something that's actually happened.
Check your privilege.
But you're not saying it.
You see what just happened there?
You're not. No, but you're literally not even. You're not comparing apples to apples.
But see, you're not. But you're
check
privileged.
My privilege. I feel like you have to come up with a better example.
You have to understand that privilege is something that's on a sliding scale, dependent upon whatever it is. But
you made a point based on something that's, to me, not valid.
Well, it may not be valid to you. It may not be valid to you, but I feel as though
I made a point based on my life experiences. You made a hypothetical situation.
Well, I think it makes sense to you because your situation is what you feel.
My situation is not what I feel. It's what happened. But
you are not being empathetic to someone else's situation.
Such as?
What I just described to you.
That is hypothetical. Mine is real. Like, it happened.
It doesn't matter.
My thing is compare what happened to what happened.
But it doesn't matter. I'm giving you a hypothetical situation because we're not sitting next to someone who's not privileged at whatever. So you have to give a hypothetical situation. So it works for you to call other people privileged when you're the victim, when you're disadvantaged. And I feel like what happens is you're not being empathetic to another situation where you could have privilege.
I can't be empathetic to a situation that's not real. That's my thing. Give me a situation that's real. I can be empathetic to that. I feel like you're being hypothetical.
It's an actually real situation. If you bring someone who's not from a place into where they're not used to, they're going to get targeted. How is that not a real situation?
I don't know. Personally, growing up in my hood, if you see white people in the hood, we don't target them. That's what I know about my hood.
They can feel your passion
because
through the screen.
There are white people in my neighborhood right now. We avoid them.
It's hard to have a conversation with you when you get that deep into like how you fit. Because like if you at least consider what it is that I'm trying to say, that privilege is really something that's on a really sliding scale for everybody. Like how could you not think that? Like, yeah, white people are privileged in certain situations, like a lot of the situations, because they form, the governments and this and that, and a lot of the large corporations and the companies, yada, yada. But there's other situations where we are privileged as well. Can I name another one for you that's a little bit more real for you?
Thank you.
What's it called? When black people get more financial aid and assistance than white people? What's that? What is that called? Someone write it down in the comments.
Oh, bro.
Here's the red cup.
No, you didn't go there. Oh, I feel like is that a statistic that you're bringing up, or is
it's right here?
Huh?
So where's the red card?
Is that a statistic you're bringing up, or
affirmative action? Thank you. I don't know why that was slipping my mind. Okay. Affirmative action. We are privileged. We got some other guesses. Section 8. No, it's not Section 8. It's not welfare. It's affirmative action. It's affirmative action. We can become more privileged, right? Like you take our same exact SAT score. Okay. You take the same exact. Affirmative action is reparations. You can think of it as like that.
Yeah, exactly. I had a follow-up question. Why affirmative action? Why did that even? Where did it come from?
But that's a real. Okay, if you don't want to take the hood example, you think that was a bad example.
You're giving multiple. Affirmative action came from years of like.
Years of what?
Slave. I don't know how to.
What are you talking about? But it's privilege. It gives us a privilege that other people don't have.
No, but it also comes from years of rejection just for your skin color.
What? Right. Whatever it is. I'm not talking about the history. You told me to give you an example of how we can be more privileged. That's an example.
Is it okay? So then I have a follow up. Is it more privileged if the privilege comes from years of disadvantage?
But. No, hold up. Before you ask questions, I just gave you an exact example.
I have a follow-up question.
No, instead of getting off exactly my point. You want to
answer the question?
Instead of getting off exactly my point, why don't you talk about what it is I'm saying? Another bad example. So I think it's easy. So anyway, let's conclude on this thing. I think it's easy to just call out privilege when it benefits you, but it's hard, and it's hard. Right, and this is like a part of the problem that I see that goes on with folks that look like us.
I mean,
and I'm not saying you in your situation.
You can tell me I'm privileged.
Hold on, make it a point. The problem is that when you have too many people that just say it's their fault, right? They walk into situations. Listen, there's a lot of people that are in corporate America that look just like us, and they're at the complete and utter top.
Okay.
Were they privileged?
I would say they were lucky.
They could have been lucky.
They were lucky because I know that to get to my career, I had multiple helping hands. I will never deny that. I was very lucky. Call me privileged in that aspect, whatever, but it's kind of just like, okay, oh, you know what? Here's how you can call me privileged. Maybe there are more Black people working to the advancement of other Black people than there are white people working to the advancement of each other. So my likelihood of getting up and her hair is real.
What up, Dapper? What up, Dapper Romeo? He said, based on how you're talking, the hair is real. Listen, all my comments, he has a thing with natural hair. All my comments, he's talking about that. Comedy.
Don't share that one.
Comedy.
I'm about to curse somebody.
Hold up, firm. Equity does not equal privilege. Explain yourself to God. I think it is a degree.
Told you where does it come from though?
Listen, my homegirl massage by Maja, she wants you to get back in order. LOL, just kidding. I need you to as a fellow woman in STEM, I agree with you, but you have to admit that the instances where privilege is relative to circumstance. And she's not trying to admit that. Well, you just said right.
Okay, she's saying she agrees with my experiences. I have to admit there are instances in which privilege is relative to circumstance, situation. There are instances where, as a woman in STEM, they call it use your girl charm. But I don't know. It depends on who you are. Some women take it as like, what? Like, I'm here as a professional. I'm not like some kind of doll that you throw around to just get what you want. Some women take it as, oh, I'm a woman. I know that if I use my charm, I can get what I want. So it depends on how you define that. I know not everyone sees it the same. So
yeah, I think that no one disagreed with you that you don't receive a disadvantage by being the only one who looks like you within a given department. And in fact, most of the people that have experienced that. I mean, we're all experiencing that. at the same time for you not to be understanding that it's not relative to a circumstance or a situation. If that's how you really feel, then that's how you feel. I just think that like it's a little bit like it's when it benefits you, then you're passionate about it. But I feel like the real understanding is when you can have like the empathy to understand that it's really indicative on the situation or the circumstance. How do you feel about that? Oh,
I'm over the conversation. I feel like sure there are privileges that are situational that you can point out, but I will still say overall men are more privileged than women. Like there might be situations where I'm more privileged as a woman, but overall, in my opinion, men are more privileged.
In addition, there was a recent scandal because there was a ton of Asian applicants to Ivy League schools that were overlooked for African American. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking about.
That is actually because of Trump's immigration.
No, they're natural-born Asian applicants.
Oh.
They are American-born. I said natural. I meant American-born Asian applicants that scored higher than African Americans, but because of the quota set by affirmative action, that's what I'm defining as privilege.
Okay.
Oh, you seem to have learned something today.
I feel like those. Okay, you can say that the Black people who got in are more privileged than those Asian, but the point, okay, they scored higher, right? Did they have more access to testing? Did they have more money to get the best tutors in testing versus their African American counterparts? I feel like, it's just, I feel like that whole, I don't like to talk about the whole college thing because it's really not that simple. I feel like people are like, oh, well, this and that. But college, it factors in all the things you did, years, all the things that happened in your background. Like some people might not necessarily have the best scores, but they wrote some essay that was like so moving. That's just my point.
It's a lot of factors, but do you know in aggregate which race has the most poor people in America?
Which one? Hispanics?
White people.
Really?
Yes, because there's more white people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Those poor white people are judged just the same as the rich white people.
Yeah, and they also think they're rich white people.
So what? Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, so whites and Latinos
but I'm sorry,
get
like
more aid,
they act
and
like
there are more assistance. But affirmative action was to benefit white women for being underpaid in the workplace in the 80s. But minorities were covered children. Anita Hill. I'm gonna look into that, Sarah.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna look into that. Let me see what's happening in the chat.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah. So Mark B with the $10 super chat. What's good, my G? Just showing some love. Keep up the good work. Mark, I appreciate the love and the support, my G. I appreciate you. All right. I'm over here trying to work. I'm over here trying to push up content. I thank you again, Raven, for coming through and sharing your thoughts. You know what I mean? We're not ending right now, though. We got to get back to this TI situation because I know this.
We got so off topic.
Raven, don't lose your cool. I'm here for you, girl.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. These people just get me angry.
What people? I'm over here trying to have a conversation with you. I'm not. But again, thank you to Mark B for the $10 super chat, yo. I appreciate the love, brother. All right, what you guys talking about in here now?
Wait, why are they talking about K Michelle?
Yeah, you guys are going everywhere.
How do we get to K Michelle? That lets you know you were on the topic.
How well you do in college is solely based on how well you apply yourself. It's not a Black or Asian thing. I mean, I agree.
What I will say for Asian people is that they are now on par in terms of success, getting to on par with white people is something like we discussed in college. So they don't get the same like.
This is true right here. I don't know if you see what's written up on there.
Spend 2 hours a day.
There's like a there's a thing going around where Asians are smarter or better in math. They're not. They cheat really well. That's the first thing.
You know, they had a cheating scandal at OSU, I think.
Yeah. It was like all of them.
There was a cheating scandal in New York. Asian people's.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Like you guys know, I went and got my master's, and in the school that I went to, there's like 30 to 40% come from China, and I mean they all were cheating off of each other. I think the misconception is that that you generally will see a lot of smart Asian people that come over internationally, but I think like the ones that can make it over here, like they're generally smart. Right, like they've made it over here. Yeah. Right, we're like
they're
as
usually
Americans,
actually not general. They're actually like, really. I feel like usually when they're actually really
like we take a lot for granted, right? Yes, like we take a lot for granted. Like we're not all trying to leave and get out of here, even though we got Trump in office. But like there's a bunch of people that are trying to leave where they're at and come over here. So they spend a lot more time in it as well. Shout out to New York, Jay Dose. What up to you, Pip Cheerio? She's active today.
I like this.
Asians are seen as an ideal immigrant and do receive many socioeconomic privileges. You said you like what? You want me to highlight another one?
Wait, what?
Hey man, what if you started taking calls on your live? Listen, I want to do this. This is actually a tier on the Patreon package. It don't mean that I won't do it without the Patreon package. Let me actually link that shit right now just to make sure you motherfuckers are just not forgetting. You know what I mean? I just started the Patreon movement, and I want to get people on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, feel free to go over there and show some love and support to your boy. My goal is to get enough ducats where I can hire someone to help me edit some of these videos because it takes a lot of time. Black Divinity, would you like to call in? Let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There goes the Patreon right there. Oh, look, we started a good conversation in here. They starting to go off.
I feel like he's.
What's this? Tell her what's 3 things a guy should know before shooting his shot with a girl.
Is this a girl you're trying to date?
We live.
Or a girl that you're just trying to get at?
That's a good question.
2 different.
Aury, define more information.
Yeah.
You know what? I wanted to show you guys this real quick. Am I still sharing the screen? Oops. Let me see. Share screen. I just want to hop back to this privilege conversation real quick. I just real quick. I got an email. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show you guys this.
This one.
Yeah, let me go back in there. Can you guys see this? I'm gonna go off that. I'm gonna try to highlight that real quick. Well, it's not an email. I got a comment recently, and I can't even read it either. It's way too small.
Yeah, it is. You're gonna have to read it out loud or something.
Let me see. So it comes from, I don't know if this guy's a subscriber of what, but from Busy Mike. Just because you manage to do well in corporate world doesn't mean that Black men as a whole are able to. Maybe they let you in the door initially because you're good looking, light skinned dude. And those white people felt comfortable around you. Just an example, could have been anything. Once you got in the door, your talent is what kept you around and you kept moving forward. But there are equally talented dudes who don't even get to show their talent because they never make it past step 1. People don't like to look at ways they might have been privileged over others. Seems like whenever a Black person is the one dude who makes it, he starts asking, why can't you do it too? Instead of looking at how his situation may have differed. These are exceptions to everything in life, and you're just the exception. Just like you said, they get lucky. The data shows you're an abnormality. Surely you don't think you're just smarter and better than all the Black men who are unable to reach the same heights. As far as Black women, okay, we won't read the Black woman thing. The Black woman thing, that's a totally different conversation.
It's just not wrong.
Yeah, it's a totally different conversation. So I'm gonna keep it right there. I don't know if you guys can still read it. I'm gonna try to do a whole video on what it is that he's talking about, because yeah, it does look like an ebook. Listen,
wait, I'm sorry.
Huh? Well, hold on. Let me finish.
The one.
Yeah, it does look like an ebook. The problem is that here's the problem is irrespective of that, you got like you might have certain advantages. I think the problem with a comment like that is it discounts all the hard work that went into making a person the person, or making that person to whatever extent of success that they got to. Right. So like, I get it, but I hate this victim shit that we have within our community, that people that look like us, like they sit and they say, fuck that. Like, you know, he got there because X, Y, Z, ABC. Like, look, he got in there because he's light skinned. Right. So then, but then that's pulling black people away from each other, because then you're inciting colorism, or, oh, he got that because he's a man. Oh, well, then you're pulling people who look like us away from each other because of gender.
May I interrupt?
Go ahead. It's a victim mindset. That's what I'm trying to say.
It is a victim mindset, but I don't think it's necessarily separating us from each other. I don't think it's necessarily something that is. It depends. Like, it's just so many. Okay, so what I will say is that, you know, yes, those situations exist. He's not wrong, but it's kind of just like you're counting, when you're doing something like that, you're counting yourself out. Like, I don't think he's necessarily trying to, you know, undermine your hard work or anything. I feel like this is a person that has already counted themselves out. So, you know, he has to say, well, you got all this and that's why you're there, rather than, you know, he probably hasn't made it to the point of self-reflection. So, you know, I feel like, you know, yes, this person is extremely, you know, playing the victim, victimizing themselves. But, you know, I also feel like as successful Black people, we do have to be patient. Like, we can be harsh or tough love or whatever, but I think just for the sake of healing other Black people, rather than, you know, kind of just giving them the problem and no solution. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like, yes, you shouldn't be on my YouTube posting this, but I don't know. To me, it sounds like a person who needs help. Someone who's crying for help. That's what it looks like for me.
Yeah. So. You know, I think like we see way too much of it. Like I hate seeing it, the amount that I see it. And I hate that, I just hate, like, I feel like we've gotten to a point where the playing field, like, this is America. Like, this is not like India where we have caste systems where you're just locked, right? This is not like a Thailand where if you live in poverty, there's no way you're getting out. No way.
Or the odds are stacked against you. We
live in a place where, you can be born on a different difficulty setting, right? Where
I think this is a good one. This one. Oh.
Do you believe that because we have these beliefs and situations, they evolve into generations to come, and it makes it difficult for them because of the past?
Absolutely. The trauma is real. The trauma is so real. And then I don't know, I like that one.
The effects of systematic racism and war on drugs still affects the community today and does not promote self-development, but the street life to Black people.
I think that's very relevant. It's very true to me.
And then here is Aury. I disagree. Sometimes people have an easier path, which accelerated the process. Yes, I know. And acknowledging that isn't a poverty victim mindset. No, I agree in a sense that you have to acknowledge that, like, if you're playing a video game and you have the settings of easy, medium, and hard, some people are born at easy. Some people are born at hard. Now, at the same time, There's people that are born that easy that fuck their life up. There's people that are born that hard that fuck their life up. But there's people that are born that hard that do amazing things in life. Now, at the same time, the odds of you being born that hard and doing amazing things in your life is significantly lower. Significantly lower. So there has to be an understanding of, you know, I call it being blessed, that I was born into, you know, a place where my pops was able to raise me in a way that he felt like was effective, and it is effective, right? Like, and that he's also a teacher. So he used his words, right? And he was so methodical in planning out like my experiences, right? Like he made sure that I understood discipline. Right. He made sure that I understood ambition. He made sure that I understand integrity and stick-to-itiveness. Like he made sure of all these things. There's people that are born without someone making sure of all of that shit.
Key example.
Is that you?
That's me. My life. If I've told like my story to people and they're surprised that I am who I am today.
Word?
Yes. Like,
no, keep going. Don't read the comments.
Like yes, there is privilege, but the victim mindset is extremely real. Like for me, I come from a poor family, like literally in Jamaica, living in small apartment, dirty furniture, you know, like cheap food. Came to America.
That's what he's talking about.
You talk about
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
For some people, it's hard.
Because you had the chips stacked up again, right? So like
I had them all stacked. I had
a
like poor family, different country, different culture. My mom, you know, we've had our difficulties, but I will acknowledge that my mom hustled for us. She really did. Like she hustled for us. We literally came to America with nothing. My mom got a job within a week because she was literally searching so much. We lived in my grandmother's house with basically like our cousins, our aunt, a packed immigrant ass house, right? I go to school. I don't have the newest stuff, so I'm getting bullied. You know, like middle school, kind of similar, but I kind of pick up some American culture after a while. So things got a little easier, but they're still kind of like weird. My mother... At this point, my father's not around. That's also a thing. You know, my mother was a Caribbean parent, so her way of discipline was unfortunately abuse. But I mean, that's what she knew. So, you know, I'm not gonna hold it against her. But that's just what happened. You know, there was a lot of abuse from my mother. There was abuse from my father. I got bullied at school. I got bullied at home. I went to high school and it was 100% just me. Like I would say the one thing my parents did do for me was make sure that I gave a shit about my grades. Like they made sure I gave a shit and I've never been able to drop it since. Going to college, financial aid, you know, me and my parents are literally fighting to pay tuition, pay my bills. I'm working hours, you know, I'm stressed out, I'm aggravated. Finally get out, I graduate with my engineering degree. I did have helping hands along the way, but that was kind of more so me seeking it out as well. You know, like I need someone to help. I think one of my talents as a person, maybe it's not a talent, maybe it's just like a instinct. I ask a lot of questions. If I don't know the answer to something, I need to find someone who does. So that's something that I always have done. So I always found Black women that were there to support me. And that is the main reason why I have the job I have today. I had a counselor who was a Jamaican woman, Black woman, literally was my college mom. I had a college dad, and my parents were, life is life. So basically I had.
So Chris thinks that that's privilege.
That's what is privilege about me.
Oh, relax.
No. I'm sorry, but what is? I grew up in the hood, poor family.
Chris, right.
What is privileged about me?
Chris, go in. We all want to hear.
Is it because my parents weren't on drugs? Like, is that
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The word privilege is so dangerous because anybody can be privileged or not privileged in any situation. That's the danger of that's the thing. No matter what your situation was, someone can be like, yo, I was privileged because both my parents gave each other AIDS and they died before I was born. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, privilege is about me being an immigrant? Wow. That is surprising. No, that's
Sam. That's someone else.
No, but I mean, I want to know how,
Massage by Baja. We did talk about T.I. Yo, I forgot the title of the video. They're gaslighting you.
Thank you, boo.
Let's talk, Raven. MTR facts. I forgot what I said, bro.
I don't even know.
I forgot what I said.
I don't know. I feel like being an immigrant was literally the hardest. It's still hard for me now, being an immigrant. I still have a hard time connecting with people at work now just because of my Caribbean-ness, like my culture and what my parents taught me. I still have a hard time connecting with people
it's
now.
Carnival. You can connect with me, girl. How about that?
But that's because you're from New York. People from here are not from New York.
No, they are not. I was trying to get you in the camera a little bit more. And you know what's crazy? I used to like.
Thank you. If you're born in America, I'm sorry.
I used to have parties up here.
Can I say this? Can I?
Hold on. I used to have parties up here, and I would put on fucking like soca music or reggae. And all these Midwesterners be like, ew, turn that shit off.
Yeah, they literally don't.
And I'm like, what?
Like,
how dare you disrespect?
As an immigrant in America, I just want to briefly explain. As an immigrant in America, my culture is in spots. My culture is, there's a little bit over there. There's a little bit over there. And maybe if I drive 2 hours away, my culture is there. Everything else is American. That is difficult.
What up, Lauren? What up? Yo, we talked about let's get back into T.I. real quick because the people are asking for T.I. Okay. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna bring it back.
I just want to briefly say, if you're born American, you are privileged. However, I will acknowledge that as an American, you probably experienced more trauma as a Black person.
Okay.
That I will give you.
There was one here that you wanted me to highlight.
Yeah, but it's gone now.
It's not gone.
College parents from the islands is.
Your culture is everywhere. Yo, I love Toronto.
So basically, you're saying I have to go to Toronto to get.
Have you been to Toronto?
Everywhere.
Have you been to Toronto? It's
everywhere in Toronto, but I'm not in Toronto, boo. I'm not in Toronto. I want it to be everywhere, like American culture is. I can't find it everywhere.
Look, having high amounts of melanin is privilege.
Hey, Black don't crack.
There it is. It doesn't. It's kept me in the dating game much longer. Winning.
No comments.
I'm not a winner?
No comment. Immigrants are privileged. Look at the new Black artists and non-African.
Get out of here.
Oh, guys, you got to stop. No, immigrants. I think we have a different. Okay, so what I will say about Black people from other countries, we grow up in countries where Black people are never made to doubt themselves. So that is what I will say. But that is not a privilege when we come to America, because literally the culture shock is crazy. Like I literally came to America and y'all are mean as fuck. Like, y'all are so mean.
African booty scratchers.
Yes, y'all are so mean. Americans are so mean.
And you grew up in Brooklyn, though. I feel like there was a lot of West Indians. Like,
there are West Indians.
Y'all have changed radio in New York.
No, but the thing about it though is, like, in Brooklyn, the West Indians in Brooklyn literally like cursing out their parents, like, disrespect to the when I came in and I saw the things that even West Indians in America, the things that they do, it was shocking, because it was I was never raised to act like that. I was never raised to treat people like that. But what I will say is that in our countries, white European beauty and, you know, the overstatement of their wealth and etc. is not as prevalent as it is in America. So kind of like everyone in my country either looked like me, maybe, I mean, in Jamaica, you have actually many peoples, you know, so you have Asians, you have white people, and etc. Okay, sorry, too much. Okay.
We got to know when to reel you in, because you just go. Okay, I need you to read the crowd a little bit.
I think you need to just tell me to stop.
You did trigger with the African booty scratcher. That was my go-to. Let me tell you something.
Americans are mean.
That was my go-to.
Americans are mean.
All right. My bad. Pip pip. All right, listen. So real quick, let's talk about my man T.I. real quick.
Okay.
And then I know Aury was asking a question in there.
Yeah.
I missed it though. Aury, rewrite the.
It was about there it is. New Yorkers. Thank you. Yes. Ooh.
Hostile as fuck. Ooh, it came at your neck. You know why? Because they felt your aggression earlier in this conversation.
The Brooklyn did come out.
That wasn't Brooklyn. That was just aggression.
That's.
It was pure emotion.
But the aggression comes from growing up in Brooklyn.
I think the aggression is misguided.
I'm not gonna go back when we're supposed to be moving on. So.
Okay. I appreciate you. Where are we at right now?
I don't know. We're talking about T.I. though. Oh
yeah, you want to talk about T.I. real quick? Okay, let's get on the T.I. Okay, listen. If y'all want to hear about T.I. again, put a 1 in the chat. We're gonna do it by that. But put a 1 in the chat right now. If we don't see 1s in here, how many people? So 66 people are here. Listen, I'm not looking at the YouTube video right now. If I swear to God, if I have less than 66 likes on this YouTube channel, I'm cutting this shit off. Leo put a 0.
Oh, skip T.I. That's a thumbs down.
Skip that. Okay, yeah, we already talked about this shit.
There's a 1. There's an X. There's
Isaac.
New Yorkers will cut you real. I'm not on that level of New Yorker, but yes, they will. Yes,
listen, yeah, they got blades underneath their tongue like this.
They do, yeah. I mean, that's old school though. I don't think they do that anymore.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about. Wait, hold up. We got some 1s coming in here now.
Oh.
Okay, we got some 1s coming in here now.
Yeah.
All right. How about this? We're gonna break even. We're gonna talk about Aury's question right now, and then we'll get back into we got to T.I. just for really briefly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what's her 3 personally.
He's just saying 3 things a guy should know before shooting his shot if he's just trying to give her the D.
Yeah, good D. You know, I feel like Raven is probably, if y'all would have live streamed with anyone else, you probably wouldn't get the answer, like a real answer. Raven here, she's gonna show you love and respect.
Okay, so Aury, so I'm gonna just make some assumptions. I'm assuming you're looking for a woman who's at least of some quality.
No, he just said he's looking for the guts.
No, but I'm saying that some men are just not sticking their dicks in everyone. You know, some men are selective of who they stick their. Oh, is that wrong side?
Yo, Fit, get out of here with that bullshit. About to toss you out the goddamn window.
No, you're not.
I'm looking at the comments still. Massage by Maja. Philly peoples was crazy. Yeah, Philly. Oh my God. The problem is that like New Yorkers at least have they at least have morals. Yo,
they do.
At least compared to Philly.
I haven't been to Philly like that.
Compared to Philly niggas. Philly, like they lack morals. Like they lack, like, you know.
I feel like New Yorkers lack morals too.
Like, I don't know. I feel like
it depends on who you hang with in New York. Some people really have no morals in New York. Okay, so back to our friend Aury. He
said, I'm kind of selective. Not too much though. It's no nut November right now. So
I didn't know that was a thing.
He's keeping his energy sacred.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think I can gauge the type of woman he's probably looking for. Okay, so 3 things you need to know. So I would say you need to know, first of all, with all women, what that woman is looking for, because if she's looking for a relationship, then that's a definite no-go, right? You want to make sure she's also looking for fun and sun, you know. And then I would say the next thing that you would want to know about a woman, you kind of want to know what her maturity level is at. To me, like, I don't know. Are you more interested in the vagina, or are you more interested in like having
like a relationship?
No, like having a decent fuck buddy. Like, you know, like, are you? That is hard. You know, if you're more
those are the. So you're saying like a vagina is just for the one night stand, but a fuck buddy is for multiple. So you're trying to see, is this a repeatable effect?
Right. So if you're just trying to give her some good D, okay. If you're trying to give her some good D, you know, more than once, you want to make sure she's mature, right? You want to make sure she's also wanting to just receive the D and keep it casual. You know, if you're just looking at vaginal quality, then you definitely want to know like what her hygiene is like, not to be like invasive or anything, but you know, you want to take a good look at her when she either comes in your presence or leaves her home. So I would say if it's like a one and done, I'd look at hygiene. If it's a fuck buddy, I'd look at maturity. And that's all after the initial, does she just want to have fun? And then the third thing, still keeping the vaginal quality and the fuck buddy thing separate. I personally, you know, what I wouldn't want to know if it's just like, if
you enjoying this shit. We about to make live.
I have guy friends. I give them advice on women all the time. So,
but look, if you're looking for a good time, show her a good time. Simple.
No, but he seems like a selective dude. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like some dudes are just nitpicky. I'm nitpicky, you know? So third thing, if it's just for a vagina, I would just want to see if she's freaky or not. And then if it's like repeatable fuck buddy, yeah, actually that might be the same. So there's only one difference.
Raven, you a little too vastly knowledgeable, beloved.
You're a little too well, first I'm from New York, so my life is accelerated in general. And then I think secondly, I'm more of a listener than I definitely didn't display that tonight, I will say. But usually on a daily basis, when I hear people talk about things, I'm a listener. If I'm not invited to a conversation, I usually don't interject. So.
You want to read that one?
What's the lizard? Which one do you want me to read? Oh, a lot of females I know are currently staying and just want someone to kick it with. What about?
Y'all still not talking about T.I.
I was once for a relationship and I got turned down. So
y'all still not talking about T.I.
If we're being honest, if we're being completely honest.
Awkward.
You're the one who made me.
Look at the comments.
See, look, you see? You're the one who was like, oh, Raven,
What up, what up, Swifty? What up, Get Swifty? I see you.
You see, you can't put me out there and then all of a sudden it's not. Okay.
That Red Cup getting the rave. Hey, Red Cup Talk. I'm about to coin that shit. Bump Red Table Talk with Jada Smith and shit like that.
I mean, it's really a spinoff.
Red Cup Talk.
It's a spinoff.
I feel like I saw a comment up here. A lot of females I know are currently say really. Oh wait, we already seen that one.
That's the one you made me read.
Oh yeah. My bad. You know.
And you already brought that one up too.
Oh, no, I think we were going to talk about T.I.
I have a drinking problem.
Sipping too much. Hey.
I drink like once a week.
Okay. We already talked about goddamn T.I. Okay, one more time. Put a 1 down in the chat if you want to just talk about it real quick.
They did, and we said we were going to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're. I mean, is there any? There's no other thing I think to.
Here's what it is.
What about your poll?
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it.
So let's
Leo
do
put
like
0.
a brief, like 2-3 sentence on T.I. and then move on.
Yeah. So real quick, and then I'm gonna get off of it. I think T.I. I think he's tripping just a bit. I don't think it's a good fatherly decision of how he's choosing to out his relationship with his daughter regarding her hymen, right? Like, think of yourselves as 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, and your father is talking about your pussy. Like, I just feel like it's not a good way to father some, and also too, like the I don't know, like, and I'm not a father, but I feel like what I do know is that like there's a degree of suppression that you can put up on somebody. And then as soon as they're kind of more out of sight of the mind, right, and you cannot then continue to suppress them, they go crazy, right? So like what I hope is not happening is that he's suppressing her to the extent that then she doesn't go off later and rides the carousel of cock until infinity, right? Like there has to be, like you have to let him go just a little bit.
I think at some point she's gonna live her life. I don't think it might be that extreme to the point of, complete abandon of, common sense. But I think at some point she's gonna be like, peace. Or maybe the money, he might.
It's creepy.
That might be like, that one thing that really bothers her about her father. Like maybe in all other aspects, T.I. is like role model dad.
Yeah.
So I feel like at some point they're gonna have a day of reckoning. It might not be a full split, but if the full split does happen, then that girl gonna live her life at some point.
She's gonna live it, and then what were you planning on doing anyway if her hymen was broken? Right. What do you do?
Right.
Like right? Like I feel like if anything, the mother should be with the daughter at the doctor. You know what I mean?
But
like,
what the mother is probably telling her daughters to experience some dick. Like I feel like Tiny would be like, have fun, but be smart, be safe. Birth control. I feel like as a mother, you're a woman too. So you're never going to tell another woman to suppress her sexuality. Or maybe maybe Tiny has done that. I don't know. But I feel like as a woman, you'd be more understanding.
She going to be a beast when she get off that leash. I used to bang with this Mormon girl. What? Oh, Aury over here messing with the untapped. Yeah, Aury over here.
I don't know why Aury.
With a Mormon girl.
I don't know why Aury was asking me for advice when he clearly knows what he wants to do.
No, but like you messing with Mormon girls, you messing with virgins. Wait, hold on. This girl was sheltered, sexually repressed, of course, and she drained my nuts like a psycho.
Yes, flashbacks.
I still have flashbacks.
That's serious,
crazy,
bro.
Yeah, she had your eyes rolling completely in the back of your head. With a Mormon girl, that's so interesting.
Well, I mean, you do I don't know. It depends on where he's from. You might experience them more in other locations. I met a Mormon person for the first time.
Listen,
the other day.
Yeah, but like my thing is, so like that whole like Mormon stuff, like it just proves that like humans are so malleable, right? Like they're so we're so essentially easy to convince of anything. Have you like read up on the Mormon religion? It was like created like 200 years ago or something like that.
I have not read up on it.
It's all weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. That's so Raven. I think Chris is feeling you. I think Chris likes you. He said, "Wait, if a woman says she has feelings for you and y'all both dating other people, but she doesn't know what she wants in y'all situation, how do you go about that?" I feel like they're not asking me these questions. I feel like they're asking you these questions.
If a woman says she has feelings for you, both dating other people, if she doesn't know what she wants, don't force anything. I would just let her figure it out. Because if you force something, then she's just going to make the decision that she thinks is the best decision. And, you know, she could end up changing her mind. So I feel like you just got to ride that out. Like you're both, it's kind of a weird situation where, you know, you're both dating other people and you want, you know, that to be exclusive. Well, she clearly has holdings in multiple places. She has to figure out which one she wants the most.
Massage by Amaja. Feels like Friday in here.
I wish it was Friday.
That's what we try to do in here. You know
Friday.
what I'm saying? You guys click into this live stream. You know what I'm saying? Your expectation is to feel like you're having the best time that you possibly can. Okay? That's one of the goals. That's what we're trying to provide.
Mormons used to think black people are cursed. That's a thing. Boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop my goddamn. Listen, guys, if you guys want some extra loving, right? Some extra loving, I want you to show the Patreon.
Multiple people say that too. Mormons used to believe black people were subhuman.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't know much about it besides that it's a weird.
Up, bro.
It was like they had like you know like the $10 the 10 Commandments. Apparently, like Mormon shit, it was like 5 others. It was like 15 commandments, and it was like created like a couple hundred years ago by like some dude who like was like a science fiction
Probably
author.
Had influence.
Wait, it was a science fiction author. Was that Mormons or was that Scientology?
Scientology sounds more right.
Sam says, "Why don't you have a $10 monthly?" Sam, what should I put on the $10 monthly? You let me know, okay? You let me know. I'm still messing with the tiers on the Patreon. So, you know, if you have suggestions for me, send me an email. I would appreciate it. Okay. This is y'all channel. It's not my channel. It's y'all channel. You know what I mean? Anthony Golson, what up, bro? Haven't seen you since last live stream. Hope everything is all well with you, brother. We here during the hump day, talk about all types of shit. Oh shit, I love Brandon. I see you, bro. Thank you for correcting me. I thought it was Scientology. That's why I came up in my mind. I appreciate you. Joseph Smith was the founder of Mormon religion. He was a racist who hated black people. Yeah.
The things you learn on a daily basis.
Sam, yeah, but there's a $5 one too. Okay. there's a $5 one. You get access in the $5 one. Okay. As well.
Oh, I feel like we're cursed by. Wow, that's fucked up.
Who is someone in there trolling?
He said no. He said go back. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he's saying they said just click that.
Just read it, so I know what you're talking about. Crazy lady. They said that the black skin was because they were cursed by God or some shit. Okay. Is that all? Did you want to comment off of that?
I am from Trevor Never. I'm from Kingston, like every other Jamaican you probably met. Kingston 6, if you want.
Raven.
If you want to be specific.
Where you from, Moby?
Kingston 6.
I'm from Mandeville. Is that how y'all? Jamaica.
Okay.
Jamaica. Why? I feel like I was just thinking the same thing. Now people who still in line for that chicken sandwich.
Wait, why are we talking about Popeye?
Yo, I can't have the Popeye shit. I'm gluten free. I can't even eat it. I'm so upset.
I have not had the urge to go to Popeyes at all.
So you haven't eaten it. I haven't eaten it. You haven't eaten it.
I have not had it. No.
We can't talk about. We can't talk about the chicken sandwich, guys.
Sorry, black folks do not all. Can I click it?
Go ahead.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sir, I actually hate watermelon.
Do you?
I don't hate it like I can't eat it, but if you bring that fruit to me, I'll tell you to take it somewhere else. I don't like watermelon. Maybe American.
Yeah, massage. Yeah, I'm gonna change the title of the video after I upload it. It's gonna be something else. We're not really talking about the TI situation.
Yeah,
right now.
really.
We're actually gonna. I'm gonna end the live stream in about 2 more minutes.
We're not gonna do your poll.
Oh yeah, we can do the poll. All right, I'm gonna do the poll. So I did a poll earlier today, ladies and gentlemen of the
not
jury.
An actual poll. I know someone asked that earlier. It's not an actual poll. POLL, not
You want a
POLL.
true freak? Find someone who extremely religious and who
Aury!
That releases shadows of the psyche and it gets unforgettable.
I feel like me and Aury can be friends.
Aury, I can't disagree with you, sir. I can't. Listen, I just uploaded this video. It's on my unlisted. If you're a part of my Patreon, you'd see that video right now. You'd see it right now.
I feel like Aury has a lot of Aury, you get on this live stream.
Listen, I just recorded it with Lynn. I don't know if you remember Lynn from a couple of months ago. She came through yesterday. We recorded a video on it. I was going to upload it tonight, but then I was just like, let me just live stream about this TI bullshit. So I might upload it tomorrow, the day after that, just FYI. Aury
is on some different shit.
He's comedy. All right, listen, we're gonna go through this
Aury
last.
has his needs met, actually.
Sam, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my man's. Even number, $10 monthly, even number. I'm gonna get on it. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sam. I wholeheartedly appreciate you.
What are incels?
Involuntary celibates. I did a whole video on it, and literally I just uploaded it before I dropped up here. I'll drop it sometime tomorrow or something like that. Oh shit, Chris Z, thank you for the $10 super chat, $9.99. My man, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Why ignore my request to the reaction to Ron Willis? I'm not ignoring. Okay, I just sent the email. Don't lie to me. Much love for my video, Chris Z. Oh, Chris Z, I have. Listen, I'm not ignoring you. I promise you, I'm not ignoring you. Here's the problem. I have gotten to a point. I've gotten to a point now where I get so many emails, I can't keep up. That's the problem. It's just so how about this? You just send me I'm gonna write it down right now into my list of my things to do. Ron Willis. And you probably put the video title in there. So I'm gonna look through, and I'm gonna show you love. I promise. It's just hard for me to keep track. That's the thing, is that like the Patreon is easier for me to keep track because I can see who's writing me messages. Meanwhile, I'm looking at messages right now and I'm drinking and shit like that. Like, so it's hard for me to keep track. Okay. So I'm gonna write it down right now, Chris, motherfucker.
An incel is an involuntary celibate.
I just told you that.
No, someone was asking.
Yeah, we just said that. I'm
responding.
Massage by Amaja. Love the video, guys. Blessings and good night.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, my mama. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. She's a frequent subscriber. I wholeheartedly appreciate.
Oh.
I'm getting out here soon, guys. Chris, I apologize for that. Sam, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Oh shit, James Moore, thanks for the content, brother. You did great, Raven.
Thank you. I tried.
It's her first live chat ever.
It is my first.
Hold on, let me write down.
Apparently, I need to work on my anger.
You got angry over there in the beginning. I had to calm your little ass down, though.
Woosah.
Woosah, girl. We got to work on that aggression.
That's that Brooklyn aggression.
Fuck that. You got to get that shit out your soul. That's going to hold you up in life. Anger doesn't help anybody, ever.
Anger can be helped when applied correctly.
Wait, hold on. We got some. No, not ever.
No, when applied correctly.
So
anger helps me. Anger helps me in the gym.
Is being beautiful privilege. So they got some ugly motherfuckers. Is being beautiful privilege. Yeah, being beautiful is in fact privilege. But you can't change that. Raven giving us some spice vibes. MTR dropped the IG. I'm trying to reconnect with my roots. Listen, it's up to her if she wants to share her IG. It has got nothing to do with me. Yep. That's your answer. That's your answer. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Damn, someone just got paid. Oh shit, I did get paid today. Thank you for the reminder. This is not true. This is I do not make mad dough. I appreciate. So the thing is, I forgot to get to it. Like, so let me click over here real quick to how do I share screen? Okay, remove from stream. Stop share screen. Chrome tab. Mediocre tutorials.
That would be the
I think it's this one, right?
Yeah, it would be. Should be. Yeah.
All right, guys, real quick. So I think you guys can see my comments. So I did a poll not too long ago. What I said 3 days ago is I've live streamed once a month for the last 3 months. How often should I live stream in the future? And I'm just saying, y'all shape my content. I'm gonna keep true to that. Let me know your thoughts. So out of 232 of you savages, I got 34 plus 35% that said either once a week or once every other week. So I'm going from a month to once a week or once every other week. And then I got 5% that said once every 3 weeks. 20% of y'all said keep it monthly, right? So I look at this and my immediate reaction to this is to say once a month is probably not enough.
Yeah.
So I did a live stream a week ago. I'm doing one in the middle of the week. I didn't expect to get as many people on it, but thank you for all y'all that have joined. But like, this tells me I need to live stream more. The donations that I receive in the live stream, and thank you so much, I really do appreciate it, is going to go towards reinvesting in the channel. But this right here is like more consistent money. What you guys don't know is the content that I do upload, a lot of times it gets demonetized because of the type of content that I talk about, right? Or that I have a guest talking about. So a lot of it is just, you can't have it monetized. So I just want to say thank you for, just coming in and showing love and allowing us to talk. I really do appreciate it. Chris is saying, drop your IG. Where is Kelly?
Don't drop your IG.
Oh, he said don't drop it. That's because he wants to keep you to himself. So Kelly's coming back. We just set up some time. So I'm going to Miami next week, guys. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet on the channel. I'm going to Miami next week just to take some time off. Week after that, Kelly's coming back. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do another live stream or what have you. Probably like on a Friday. I think you guys like Friday live streams a little bit more.
Oh, that's a lot of. Okay, he really likes Kelly.
All right, we don't have to get into the last topic. I'll save it for the next live stream. How about that? Okay. Yeah, the red pill stuff. Yeah, like I can't even say the MGTOW word because you're probably just gonna get demonetized. I'm not gonna say it because then I'll get demonetized.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can't even talk about stuff like that. But all right, so listen, we did an hour and a half. Blazing girls. Wait, hold on. What you saying out here?
You want to talk about?
I don't think I've ever met any. What? Hard to tell. But I'm around a lot of Asian girls, and thank God for my Garden of Eden. Listen, Blazing girls are the nectar of the world. Okay, I want you to know, love, and understand that. Those are my faves. Okay. Yo, send me an email, my G. We in Miami. Link up. I'm gonna be down there. All right. Send me an email. All right, listen. Listen, have fun today. Anything to say before we get out of here? We gotta get out of here.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say?
Yeah.
Raven, thank you so much for your time today. Did you have fun today?
I had fun.
All right. You got a little angry at a certain point. We had to get you reeled back in.
You touched on a subject that was very
near and dear to your heart.
It's still very real. So I got, passionate.
Stop saying my goddamn name in the chat. Okay? Stop it. It's not my name. My name's Mediocre. All right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
Oh, that was rude. Angry black